Hey everybody, this is Anthony Tuff from The Gamer Access, and this is The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt video review. For a lot of people, The Witcher is a new thing, and The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is the game that suddenly exploded the franchise to become one of the biggest talks of the year. A good Western RPG, has a great story, big land area, a massive quest list, is beautiful, plays well, and is a game fans of the genre should buy. But there are many games that do those things. What The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt has is one of the most brilliant writings, most vibrant colossal lands, most stunning visuals, and most thrilling combat in the genre, and is a game every Western RPG fan should play. The protagonist is Geralt of Rivia, a Witcher. Witchers are long-living human beings who have undergone mutations after passing a terrifying trial, that primarily make their living by traveling the land, ridding the world of monsters that plunge on the hapless population. Geralt is only a Witcher part-time because he is searching and plans to save a certain someone from a ghostly cult group known as the Wild Hunt. The person in need is Ciri, adopted daughter of Geralt, and has the elder blood in her veins. She has been on the run for a very long time, and now that the Wild Hunt is very close to catching her, she is going to need some serious help. Geralt has to find her first. He starts by trying to find his love, Yennefer, so he can get the first lead. The ultimate goal is to end the Wild Hunt before they reach Ciri and initiate the end of worlds. While all of this is going on, there is also a war that is tearing the place apart, a war between the empires of Redania and Nilfgaard. Things are not off to the greatest start in The Witcher 3. After finding Yennefer, the main story proceeds to spend a large amount of the story on the same topic. Where in the world is Ciri? With the enjoyment of this game relying on the story quite a bit, this also means the beginning of the game is trying. It gets to the point where the side quests tell more interesting tales than this section of the main story, and that is worrisome. After 5 or 10 hours and reaching the large city of Novigrad, the slug finally ends and things pick up really well, despite the fact that the search for Ciri continues for a very long while. Furthermore, this is the only major problem with The Witcher 3. After things pick up, the dialogue is utterly fantastic. The main story and the tales of the side quests do a great job hooking in attention, and major decisions, at the very least, display a decent impact on the world. This is a world with broad emotions. There are plenty of moments with triumph, suspense, and cringing. Losses are saddening to watch, and the many jests by the characters create chuckles. This is a world that is alive. Seriously, the amount of work put into making the Northern Realms feel like a province populated by functional human beings is astonishing. There is a really good sense of culture here with a diverse range of personalities, and the city of Novigrad has to be one of the most animated cities in gaming to date. There is so much that is incredible about The Witcher 3 from a story and world perspective that this review just can't cover it all. The combat for Geralt seems rather simple. You have light and strong attacks, blocking, parrying, dodging, some other applicable things like a crossbow, and 5 Witcher magic spells. While the toolbox is not exactly sophisticated, the appeal is adapting these attacks and abilities against a slightly limited variety of enemies in the world, both man and monster. Fights in this game are very exciting, especially when it comes to hunting down these monsters. The controls do suffer from a bit of clunkiness, which can lead to Geralt getting slammed a little too hard when you do not want him to. Inventory is pretty standard for the genre. You get better gear, check the stats, equip, and maybe throw in a rune upgrade or two. The skill points work as expected, and there is a huge list of alchemy and crafting of items that can be performed. Traveling through the colossal land area that would rival small cities sounds rather daunting, but thankfully the fast travel system exists, and it helps that Geralt's horse Roach has somewhat functional lane departure assist and cruise control. Design of quests is quite amazing. Most of them do not feel like a drag except maybe the traveling. Objectives are quick to complete, and it is a relief that there is not much underground dungeon or ruins traversal. This also helps the pacing of the game. Sadly, because the quests rely somewhat on the story, the main story quests feel like a big drag before reaching the big city of Novigrad, where both of them eventually pick up really well. How beautiful can the Northern Realms be? Quite possibly one of the most beautifully realized settings out there in gaming. There is so much detailing in the visuals from an art and technical implementation that it is impossible to say they could do better. Okay, maybe they could add some more facial models for the NPCs. The game also likes to crash on me in Novigrad. The world is really a diverse place. The city of Novigrad has just about everything from the posh, clean, high elevated wealthy areas to the muddy, wet, poor slums at the bottom of the city. Valen has the sad role of being the stalemate punching bag between the two warring empires, and the after effects really show. The Skellige Isles are stunningly grand and sharp. The animation of all the characters and monsters are just right, and the many blood, spell, and lighting effects are up and about in full glory. The audio in this game is really good, just not as overwhelmingly amazing like the visuals. The music is very fitting of the game, sound effects get the job done right, and the voice acting talent is excellent. The Witcher 3 is probably one of the best Western RPGs out there today. The one crippling disappointment is the first 5 or 10 hours of the story. It is a shame, because that is the only thing majorly wrong with The Witcher 3. The writing gets very engaging, the quests are very well designed and satisfying, the world is a stunning beauty, and there is well-rounded combat thrills to top it all off. It is one of the most alive gaming worlds ever realized. The score that will be given to The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt will be a 9.0 out of 10.